Hi everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Tuesday, and that means it's Star Wars Day. And this week's episode of The Clone Wars was Together Again. Ahsoka bargains for the sisters' freedom and makes a startling discovery. Okay, so as I stated before in the other 3 videos that preceded this one, even though Ahsoka is one of the characters within this episode, this is kind of it's not elevated to the I like it category right away. I may eventually at some point decide, yeah, I like this episode. But it's never going to be among my top favorites. We are coming near the end of Clone Wars. I think we got about 4 episodes left. And then we will be jumping right into Rebels. So basically these episode, season 7, is really just tying up loose ends with Rebels, or not Rebels, Clone Wars, and making the connections to what's going on in Clone Wars to what was happening in Revenge of the Sith. And also stating where certain characters were at that point in time that will flow into Rebels, and in the case of the first 4 episodes, setting up the Bad Batch. So, not that I have anything against that. And I know that this season was made primarily to tie up those loose ends. Not necessarily to introduce the Bad Batch, but to tie up those loose ends with the Clone Wars that directly connect to Revenge of the Sith and to Rebels. So, all in all, like, they're doing a good job. And what happened at the end of this episode, I don't want to get into too much detail because it will, it would be spoiler. Does lead up to, if it doesn't lead up to what's going to happen in the next episode, it will lead up to some things in Rebels to a degree, but I don't want to get too much into that. We will talk about that when we get to Rebels, I promise. There will be some, keep in mind, there will be some things with Rebels that I know about, the identity of certain characters that I know about, but that I can't say right off the bat. So, for those of you that again are with me, you know what's going on, you know where the flow, what's going on, where what's connection, what character is what, and all that. Please keep it to yourself till we address it in Rebels. Okay, I just don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen it. I mean, all in all, it was a good episode. It did kind of wrap up where Ahsoka was after the wrong Jedi. I blinked on the title of the episode. I'm sorry. So you kind of can see what happened with her, where she was during this time period. Again, you get into Rebels, or if you read the Ahsoka book, or even if you watch Tales of the Jedi, the episodes with Ahsoka, not necessarily the first or the second one, but the last one, the second one, the end of the second one, with Ahsoka, you kind of know what's going on with her at that point. But they don't get into too much detail of it. They just kind of set it up. And even a few things with the Bad Batch they don't come out and say it, but they lead you to believe, if you know what was going on, you know, at that time period with this particular character and that particular character, you kind of know, can fill in the blanks of what is not said. So all in all, it was a good episode. It did answer some questions that I had about, where the heck did Ahsoka go when she left the Jedi Order. I kind of know what happened with her near the end of the Clone Wars from both reading the Ahsoka book and just some stuff that was mentioned in other things. But how she got from that point to that point was a little unclear to me. I didn't think she really jumped right into it from there. I mean, it could have been very possible knowing Ahsoka, but considering how hurt she was when she had to leave the Jedi Order, it didn't seem all that plausible to me. And this really helped clear the air a little bit. Or not really clear the air, but clear things up a little bit. On the flip side of that coin, things I didn't like about this episode. Really nothing I didn't like about the episode. I thought it was very well written, very well portrayed. Again, it did tie up some loose ends that concerned Ahsoka. Not all of them, but it did a good job of tying up most of them. I think I have a feeling we're going to get into, since we only got 4 episodes left, the next 4 episodes are going to tie up the rest of the loose ends concerning her to a degree. And again, if you've seen the last episode of Tales of the Jedi or read the Ahsoka novel, and no, they are not the same. They are, but they aren't. You kind of know what happened to her after Revenge of the Sith, like immediately after Revenge of the Sith, but we aren't going to get into it here. But again, I had no problems with this episode. I just really, other than the fact that my favorite character was in it, I could find nothing that really jumped out at me that I liked about it. I'm not saying there isn't anything, nothing really jumped out at me right away. I may, going back and rewatching it, find something that I do like about it, but again, as I stated earlier, it's never going to rise to the all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite episodes, because that usually is, something jumps right out at me right off the bat, and it's like, oh my god, I absolutely love that, like, right away. It's, but as I said, like, I could find no fault with it. I liked it. I liked the way they tied up the loose ends with it. Again, we still have a few. There are still a few loose ends when it comes to Ahsoka, but I have a feeling in the next couple of episodes we are going to get those tied up. Okay, feel free to check out my related Star Wars video. Okay, two things I forgot to put on there. Also look for the Bad Batch Tribute remake and movie talk on Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. I apologize for forgetting to put those unrelated videos. Okay, feel free to check out my other videos. Number 2, no bad or curse words in comments. Number 3, I'm not opposed to debates, but please keep it civil. And finally, number 4, please be respectful to me and each other. Okay, please leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Also, feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. I do have my name for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. And the links for any sites mentioned in this video will be in the description section. Okay, YouTube subscribers. Any of my videos that cannot be found on my YouTube channel are on my Facebook page. Facebook friends, basically the same deal. Any of my videos that cannot be found on Facebook are on my YouTube channel. And to anyone who's interested, you can feel free to check out my Facebook group, Fanfic Corner. I'd like to apologize for not posting a video in a while. Unfortunately, some stuff came up and I just got real busy. And I was able to do the Fanfic and Story Corner videos and my movie talk videos, but I just did not have the time to really, yes, I know, really do a TV talk video. So I do apologize for that. Okay, please like and share if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.